Welcome to the Maria Liberati Show, where food meets art, travel, and life. This is Maria Liberati. What does food mean to you? This week's guest is Karen Fischer, author of The Healthy Skin Kitchen, and Karen is going to join us today from Australia. And I'm still celebrating Italian American Heritage and Culture Month all this month, and I'll share a recipe of risotto with white grapes. Oh, yum, it's really good. So stay tuned. Galileo once said, "The sun, with all the planets revolving around it and depending on it, can still ripen a bunch of grapes as though it has nothing else in the universe to do." Well, it's the time of the year that I begin obsessing about grapes. If you haven't already noticed, they are everywhere and are so sweet to eat. What I don't pop in my mouth, I save for a savory lunch. And my favorite recipe, one of my favorite recipes, is risotto with white grapes. And this recipe is also from my book, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, Holidays and Special Occasions, 2nd edition. This recipe calls for 1 cup of rice, and it should be arborio or carnaroli rice because you're making risotto. 1 cup of dry white wine, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, a half a pound of firm white grapes, 1 slice of onion finely chopped, or you can use 2 scallions finely chopped, 6 cups of vegetable broth, 4 tablespoons of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, freshly grated or shaved. And if you want to do this recipe dairy-free, there are so many cheese substitutes out there, so you can substitute a dairy-free cheese if you'd like for Parmigiano Reggiano, but it should be something that is similar to Parmigiano Reggiano in taste. Wash the grapes, pat them dry, cut them in half, and set them aside. Place the olive oil in a sauté pan and sauté the minced onion or shallots. When the onion is transparent, add in the rice and let the rice toast for approximately 2 minutes. Then add in 3/4 cup of the vegetable broth, stirring constantly until the liquid has evaporated. Repeat this until the rice is cooked. Risotto should take about 18 minutes to cook till an al dente consistency. Halfway through the cooking, which is about 9 minutes, you're going to add in the halved grapes. When the rice is cooked, remove from heat. If you'd like to top with some butter, or again, dairy-free butter and Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, top and stir gently and serve. Garnish the plates that you serve the risotto with some whole grapes, and you have a really delicious dish. And don't forget, you can also serve it with dry white wine or some sparkling white wine. So today we're traveling to Australia, and I have as a special guest Karen Fischer, who is a nutritionist, but she specializes in skin disorders, and she's also an author. She has a lot of books out, and she pretty much has the philosophy that I have, is that food is medicine. So I know you teach people how to deal with skin disorders, right, Karen, through the food that they eat. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the past 20 years, I've worked with skin disorder patients. My daughter had eczema as a baby.
Uh-huh.
I actually had head-to-toe eczema and psoriasis and a whole bunch of
Wow.
really horrible skin conditions. So it
Uh-huh.
really, I feel like I've kind of been forced into this path of healthy eating and cooking my own food every day in order to keep my skin looking normal like any other person who's got normal, great skin.
Right. So I know your latest book is The Healthy Skin Kitchen. Now, is that released yet? Was that released?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's released worldwide. So it's in
Okay. So
America and
yes. So
Mm.
why did you tell us, I guess, what was your idea about writing The Healthy Skin Kitchen?
Well, look, I've written a lot of skin health books and I usually focus on eczema or getting your kids to eat veggies. But this one was really dear to my heart. I was like, it's going to be my last book and I'm just going to put everything I've learned over the past 20 years working with skin disorder patients. I want to kind of teach people what I know because I just want to get it all out there. So I had actually gone through a stressful period in my life, and I ended up with head to toe eczema and hives and a thing called mast cell activation disorder, and I was allergic to cold weather, and I couldn't go out. I couldn't socialize. So, with people with all the social isolation things at the moment, I had already been totally socially isolated for probably 18 months before I found a solution that, cleared up my skin. So after I cleared up my skin and got my life back, I could finally go to a cafe again and order off the menu. I went, I've got to put all of this into a book, because I've learned some new things that I didn't know doing 20 years as a nutritionist. So I just wanted to pop it all into the Healthy Skin Kitchen. So someone with what I had would have a special program, but then somebody who just wanted to, make their skin look younger. I wanted to give them different tips and different recipes. So it kind of was designed to help people with a lot of different skin conditions, because I've worked with a lot of people with different skin conditions, and I was like, they need different foods to each other. It's just not one specific diet for everybody.
Right. So why is it important for people with skin problems to get in the kitchen more often and cook their own food?
Oh, absolutely. Well, look, it's important to know what you're putting in your body, and to connect with the foods you eat, and start experimenting with new foods and new recipes, because basically your skin is made from the food you eat. So if you're looking at your skin going, oh, it doesn't look so good, look at what you're putting in your body, because our skin is literally made from the foods we eat. It is built from the foods we eat. So that means, maybe less takeaway food, or less, those fad favorites that are on all the blogs at the moment, and more skin friendly foods. Look, I also suggest to my patients to get yourself into a relaxed state before eating, because stress and anxiety are big predictors of skin problems, skin disorders. So, we eat while we're watching the news, and that's probably the worst thing we can do for our skin, because we need to be relaxed. So we're suppressing all those stress hormones, because those stress hormones are going to, give you a breakout or make, some sort of inflammation in your body.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So tell us some any favorite go-to recipes for that specifically help your skin.
Absolutely. Look, when I had the head to toe eczema and hives, and I had a bit of psoriasis at the same time, I just made this smoothie called the Blue Healer. I just went, okay, I've got to have something for breakfast that's going to, kickstart my skin health. And this worked really, really well. So basically I used oat milk, or, you can use another plant-based milk that's right for your allergies and sensitivities. So it was oat milk. I sprouted my own mung bean sprouts, which are the easiest sprouts in the world to sprout. And I popped them in my smoothie. Literally, these mung beans, you put them in water overnight, you drain them. In a day, they've sprouted. So it's like the easiest food you will ever grow. Popped a handful of those in. I actually put some red cabbage in, because I literally couldn't eat blueberries or any pieces of fruit. I'd become allergic to everything. So the red cabbage, anything purple. So red cabbage or blueberries have anthocyanins. So they're going to help to protect your skin from sun damage and help to protect your cells. So that, if you can put in something like pear to make it sweeter, I couldn't at the time. And I did vitamins and minerals. So calcium, magnesium, zinc, B vitamins, the things that vitamin C, things that your skin needs to hold together and be healthy. So so I just whizzed all of that up and had that every day. So it wasn't about making this really sweet, we add sugars and stuff to smoothies. It was about just a healing one. It actually tasted really nice, believe it or not.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be really refreshing. Do you find that, because one of the things I've noticed is, people have sensitivities to foods, but I've kind of started figuring out that some of the sensitivities people have, I think, are not necessarily the food itself, but the way that they're growing, with all these chemicals they're adding to foods and the way they grow them and things. So have you found any of that in what you're doing or?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like just watched a documentary on the people that live the longest long lives over the age of 100, and
Yes.
they talk about all the foods they're eating, but
Right.
they don't talk about the fact that they're growing their own foods.
Uh-huh.
And instead and they're growing their own sweet potato, and they're digging in the earth. So because I've got the Healthy Skin Kitchen, we're doing an online program and everything. I've actually started a garden called the Healthy Skin Kitchen
Oh, wow.
food forest. So
Yes.
growing our vegetables,
Uh-huh.
planted like 20 fruit trees.
Wow.
So I feel like that connection to growing it. There's research showing that there's a microbe in soil that is so important to the human body. It can actually, fight inflammation and
Wow.
help with depression and anxiety.
Oh,
So actually growing our own food, people actually use it as a therapy for anxiety and depression. And yeah, definitely. I mean, part of my diet is, low salicylate foods, low histamine foods. And and one of the things we recommend is iceberg lettuce. And I grow my own. It looks different to the stuff in the shops. It's got these big dark green leaves, and it's not the white kind of tight kind of lettuce in the shops. It's got all these beautiful dark green leaves. So yeah, it's a different experience. Even if you can grow one thing like a herb, like grow some chives. I love growing spring onions, which I think might have been called green onions in America.
Yes.
Literally you buy them in the shops and you cut and then you cut the little white root bit off and you plant it and it grows.
Yes.
Easiest thing in the world to grow.
Yes, I always tell people to grow. I grow my own, whatever I can, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, because I love the fresh taste of the vegetables. If someone hasn't done that, it's just really, it's worth the effort. But I always tell people too to just, if you can't grow a lot of things, just start right by growing an herb or two, or, just trying it out and just trying that fresh taste. So I know though that you launched some kind of an online membership or something like that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because over the years, because I've been writing books for 15 years, we always have readers contacting us, and they want more help, and they want nutritional advice. They want to be guided along and helped out. If someone's got head to toe eczema and they've had it for 50 years, they like a little bit more support. So when I brought out the Healthy Skin Kitchen book, we're like, okay, we're going to do an online membership. So people who are following the diet can come and talk in the forums, and they'll get an email, and each week we'll tell them why they should eat this food, how to grow it. And we've got this little food finder, so they can literally type in any food or a chemical. If they're buying a mayonnaise and there's a chemical number on it, they can type it in, and we'll tell them what it is a good, bad, or caution, and they'll know. And we also tell them, if they type in zucchini, it'll pop up how to cook it, how to grow it, how to choose the best zucchini. I feel like it's just something that people need to give them that little extra incentive to stay on a healthy eating program. They've got guidance. It's run by nutritionists. I have two fabulous nutritionists that work with me. And so it's that whole experience of not just reading a book. It's like the book's great in the kitchen. It's got all the, it's got, more than 50 recipes. So they've got the book in the kitchen, and then they've got more recipes online, and they can chat to us.
Oh, that's great. So I know one other thing, which I kind of forgot to mention. So you were telling me though that different skin disorders, right, require different types of foods. Is that right? Like it's not just one diet for eczema and acne and everything else, right? It's different types of foods. I guess it's important that people know which foods are better for their skin disorder, each skin disorder.
Yeah, absolutely, Maria. I see this over and over again with blogs and stuff, just saying, hey, eat these foods and your skin will be beautiful. And I'm like, well, you can't tell someone with eczema to have avocado and coconut, because 52% of eczema sufferers are sensitive to chemicals called salicylates and amines, and that's in avocado and coconut. So you're going to be hurting some people and helping others. So what I really recommend is, different skin disorders require different diets. For example, someone with acne has really oily skin, And, so they really should be avoiding things like almonds,
Uh-huh.
most cooking oils, except for olive oil, because that won't change your skin hydration.
Uh-huh.
And things like, other nuts and things, because it's going to make their skin oilier. Whereas, someone with eczema, they want their skin to be oilier. They've got very dry skin. So something like a rice bran oil or definitely flaxseed oil is very good in their diet, and flax seeds. So they're getting more omega-3 into their skin, and it can change their skin in a matter of days. I know people who are on a restricted diet, they take all the oils out of their diet. Within a week, they're going to have really, really dry skin. So someone with acne who has really, really oily skin, you can change that within a week. It works that quickly.
Wow. And it's amazing. As I said, when we started, I've always had the philosophy that food is medicine. I know, because I feel so much better when I know when I'm eating well. If I'm not eating well, if I'm stressed out, I just, I know it's really food is medicine. And I love that that's kind of pretty much your philosophy. How you help people is teaching them through the food that they eat. So that's great. So Karen Fischer, so the Healthy Skin Kitchen, and people can find the book anywhere on Amazon, anywhere it's books are sold.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You can even, get it ordered in through your local bookshop. You just give them the name and the author name, Karen Fischer, and they'll be able to order it in for you.
Going to say online, like where can people find you online also?
Yes, so they can find me online at healthyskinkitchen.com. I also have a website, skinfriend.com, where you can buy the book as well, and get in touch with me and my nutritionist.
That's great. That's great. Well, much success to you, and hopefully we'll have you back again for your next book or anything else coming up. Thanks again, Karen. And that's the Healthy Skin Kitchen. Definitely recommend you get that.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much, Maria.
It's
been wonderful chatting with you.
Thanks for listening to the Maria Liberati Show, and thanks for joining us. And special thanks to my producer, Britton Roselle, and this week's guest, Karen Fischer, who visited us from Australia this week. And all this month, we're celebrating Italian American Heritage and Culture Month. So like the episodes, share a review on social media of the show, hashtag it the Maria Liberati Show, and you'll be entered in a giveaway to win a copy of one of my books from the book series, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking. And you can find the book series at marialiberati.com, on artoflivingpremiamedia.com, and anywhere books are sold online. You can also find me at marialiberati.com, on Twitter at Maria Liberati, on Facebook at Chef Maria Liberati, on Instagram at Maria Liberati, on Pinterest at Maria Liberati, on TikTok at Maria Liberati, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking by Maria Liberati channel on Roku. And until next time, don't forget, share, like the episode, share some of the episodes with a friend. And if you have a favorite nonprofit that you'd like to nominate, we're going to be selecting some nonprofits to be a nonprofit of the month and interview the director of the nonprofit. There's a form on my website for the Maria Liberati Show.com. Nominate your favorite nonprofit. Until next time, peace, love, and pasta.